Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute, but we're going to give it a second to let a few more people join us, and then we'll be up and running. Well, let's go ahead and get things started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this month's issue of the AEDC Voice. We deeply appreciate everybody joining us here today. We've got a great program on tap, but before we get into the program, I just wanted to hand things off real quick to Katie Lowers with our good friends from People AK, which represents Alaska Executive Search and Bradison Management Group. Katie's going to share some best practices thoughts with us. So Katie, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Bill. Like he mentioned, at People AK, we focus on the employee life cycle from start to finish. So a lot of these best practices are focused on steps and phases along the way. So today, we all know the Great Resignation is a big deal. We're struggling to find and keep great talent. And so one of the best tips we have for you is to make sure that you implement frequent and meaningful feedback. Train your managers so that they're more like coaches. They can still be subject matter experts, but that they're coaching and providing that feedback along the way. Review your performance metrics and make sure that those are in line with the job descriptions, and then also check and see how frequently you guys are implementing feedback into your daily and your weekly conversations. Make sure that meetings are important and meaningful. We know that for individuals who receive frequent and meaningful feedback within the last week, they're at least 4 times more engaged than other employees. So that's our tip and trick.
Outstanding. Well, thank you, Katie. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the support of People AK as sponsors of the AEDC Voice. You guys are great. You make this all possible, and we deeply appreciate everything that you do for us.
Thanks, Bill.
So today we have a great program on tap. We are going to be getting an overview of Credit Union One and some new developments that they have been investing in and things that they've been making happen in our community. They're a longtime member of the business community. But just a quick description, just to get the stage set, and then I'll make introductions of our great guest speaker. So at the heart of Credit Union One's mission in Alaska, they definitely strive to promote healthy, thriving communities by always putting people first. Recently, they embraced this mission in the design and opening of their new financial center in South Anchorage. The Future Forward facility features a sleek layout paired with comfortable conversation-based service, and it does away with traditional teller lines. There's a number of other changes, and I'm not going to steal all of Mr. Burgess's fire here, so I'm going to stop there on the description of the new facility, but I just do want to give a quick reminder to folks that Credit Union One is an Alaskan financial cooperative with a mission to help members achieve their financial goals by focusing on excellent service and value. They were founded in 1952. Credit Union One has 12 branches, over 93,000 members, and $1.4 billion in assets. And anyone who lives or works in Alaska is eligible to join Credit Union One. So telling us a lot more about what's going on at Credit Union One, joining us today is Mr. Mark Burgess, who is the Interim President and CEO and Chief Technology Officer of Credit Union One. Now, prior to joining Credit Union One in 2018, Mark served as Vice President of Customer Success for SilverCloud, a technology organization with which he helped various nationwide credit unions manage their policies and procedures. He also has experience in IT and infrastructure for a consulting agency that work with nonprofits who serve at-risk populations. As interim president and CEO and CTO at Credit Union One, Mark is uniquely in tune with the technology that drives this organization and its focus on enhancing the members' experience. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the AEDC Voice, Mr. Mark Burgess. Mark, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for joining today, and thanks AEDC and People AK for allowing Credit Union One to be here. We're very thankful to be able to be here. We're thankful for the work that you do in the community and everything that you do for us today. So let's get started. I'll share my screen. And so What I want to bring you through is what we've done here at our new Financial Center South. As Bill mentioned, my name is Mark Burgess. I joined Credit Union One as the Chief Technology Officer in 2018. I'm a transplant from New Hampshire, which turns out is pretty similar to Alaska, just with some differences in the amounts of snow and sun, although it does keep getting brighter out there, which is really nice. Recently, I also became our interim president and CEO. This past year, we achieved a major milestone for financial institutions in our state when we opened Financial Center South. We see it as an innovative, reimagined space that allows our members to access their money in terms that suit them. Today, I'd like to talk to you about why this facility is unlike anything that Alaskans have ever seen from a financial institution, and how we believe its service model is the future of financial services in our state. Hopefully, our time today will give you insight into our journey as we created this new branch from concept to real life. Before I dive into Financial Center South, I'd like to just share a little bit about Credit Union One, in case maybe you're not familiar with us. We've come a long way in the 70 years, and we're so thankful to now be serving 93,000 Alaskans all across the state. I was very excited to join Credit Union One because my previous job allowed me to work with banks and credit unions all across the country. I would see some institutions that really cared about their employees and their communities, and then I would see some that maybe had lost their way. They forgot who they were serving. What I saw in Credit Union One and what drew me in was a vibrant set of employees that worked every day to make Alaska a better place to live. How do you see Credit Union One? I have to imagine that with 93,000 members that some of you are here on the call today. Do you see a financial institution that's there for you when you need it, or a group of people that put you first? I hope so, and that's what I want to show you today. We have branches from Nome to Ketchikan, and we believe that through technology, we can bridge those distances and deliver excellent member service no matter what the member needs. We see a lot of people utilizing our home banking platform or even our mobile app, but we know that human interaction is still necessary at times. And so we've brought a technology touch to those in-person moments as well to streamline our members' experience. What this allows us to do is to create experiences that take a simple technological approach that can then amplify the human connection. So we don't have a member working with a robot. Instead, we have a human working with a human. And that's why we give our members the space to interact with us when and how they choose. I stole this quote from our Chief Operating Officer because in it, she really captures the focus on sustainability and growth that we wanted to make sure was built into our financial center. Ultimately, we want to put the power into our members' hands to shape their future. This reaches beyond just transactional banking and gets straight to the heart of the larger goals that Alaskans have for their financial well-being. Our newest facility, which opened in November and is pictured here, is a perfect blend of brick and mortar meets technology. There are a whole host of people that had a part in making this vision a reality, from our board of directors who saw the vision first and supported it throughout the process, to Design Made, who created the initial designs, to Spark Design and Cadence General Contractors, who took the drawings and created this building. We also needed help from plumbers and HVAC, Vinoy Electric, Glacier Sign, and GCI and ACS, because the connectivity in this branch is so important. And all of this happened throughout a pandemic. Supply chain issues, increased costs, maybe a couple delays in the end result, but we finally made it and we opened the branch. We're super thankful to people from our business partners that I mentioned before, to all of the employees who work to adapt old practices to a new space and streamline our technology. It's unlike anything you've seen in a financial institution, And if you haven't been to it yet, I hope you'll stop by at the address is right there at the bottom, 8935 on Old Seward. So if you have a minute, stop by. We'd love to see you. These are just a couple of the photos from our branch. Are you feeling more calm and comfortable already? This was in the forefront of our minds as we were creating this space. We know that dealing with personal finances can be full of anxiety. And if you don't know where to go or what to do, or if you feel like you can't have a private conversation, that the senses can become overwhelmed all too quickly. As you enter the space, you'll notice that there's no traditional teller line. You'll be greeted by an employee like Michael here and allow you to choose where to go next. Maybe you need to conduct a transaction via the ITM to the right, or finish up a loan application in a private advisory room to the left, or even get help with the mobile app or talk about credit scores in one of the soft seating areas. As we started thinking about this branch and moving from just the design to what the service was going to look like, we took these 6 aspects in our minds and wanted these key expectations to shape the service strategy that we were planning to deliver with this branch. So we knew we couldn't just demolish the branch that was there, build the new one, and expect different results with the exact same branch. So we took these 6 items, and I'm going to go through them in just a minute, but we took each of them and thought about how it would work in the new space for our members here in Alaska. So the first one, our first priority with service in this new branch was comfort, not just through nice furniture, although we do have that, but through an emotional experience of asking for help in an unknown territory. So as you enter the branch, like I said, you're greeted by a member of the staff, and you'll be able to choose where you want to go next. Maybe it's an ITM conversation with a centralized video teller, or you want to work on your savings goals in a private advisory room, or maybe you just need help from an expert. Whatever you need, we can make it happen. We've removed the old teller lines, so you aren't waiting in line to figure out where you need to go next. We partnered with NCR to integrate a traditional teller experience into a centralized video delivery model. These ATMs are able to be used in 2 different ways. First, as a normal ATM, where you can deposit checks and cash and take money out of your account. And second, as a video teller. Via the video teller, or ITM as we call it, you can do just about anything that you can do with a teller who would be standing in front of you, but through video. So we can staff more branches and help more people even quicker through a centralized location. So you get to choose the level of interactivity that you want. Do you want to come in and walk directly to an ATM and walk out without talking to anyone? No problem. Or do you want to drive up to the ATM in the drive-up lane, talk to a video teller, help you make a payment on your loan, and you don't even have to take your baby out of the car seat? No problem. We can do that too. We've also created private advisory rooms that can connect you with experts wherever those experts happen to be. We use video conferencing technology, just like we're using right now, along with digital signing capabilities that help you purchase your next car digitally or sign for a credit card. It's a pretty amazing experience to go through and allows us to connect people in different locations and make sure that our members are always getting the expert help that they need. What's really cool about these ITMs and ATMs is also that you're able to choose the type of money that you're getting back. So, today in most ATMs, you've got a $20 or $10. Here you can get 1s, 5s, 10s, 50s, whatever you're going to need from the ATM in terms of cash. You can choose that as your own adventure as well. So we're trying to make every interaction that you have with us an interaction that you get to choose what the outcome is going to look like. I remember when iPhones first came out in 2007, and we handed them out at work to replace the BlackBerries that we used to have. and my CEO at the time asked for the manual that came with the phone. I had to chuckle because Apple was so sure that their phones would be simple and easy to use that they didn't include those big manuals that people don't really read unless they get stuck. He was anticipating that he would get stuck. And we know that sometimes that happens today, maybe with our mobile app or remote deposit capture, or maybe even bill pay. We've found that it can be helpful to just sit down in a comfortable space and have an expert show you how to do something. It's even okay if you take notes. Again, our goal here is to help you move from discovery to independence and give you the freedom to access your money when and where you want it. From beginner to expert, we work with people at the level that they're comfortable with in their finances. Sometimes that means that technology isn't the answer. And sometimes that means you may just need a guiding hand to embrace these tools. We meet you where you're at. No judgment here. We've created a comfortable and safe space to truly understand each individual need and do our best to meet it. There isn't a one-size-fits-all approach, and we recognize we can't be all things to all people. But we care about people, and we care about your finances. And Financial Center South is a building that creates an environment that can make this happen. Another key difference about Financial Center South in terms of the way we welcome all Alaskans is our focus on accessibility, adaptability, and empowerment. Our employees were trained to listen and teach financial wellness in a way that works for you. From the moment you're greeted in this space, we welcome you where you're at in your financial journey. You're able to be yourself in this space, and you should feel like you belong. Whether you're just beginning your journey or you've got everything figured out, we care about you. We're also here for you. So if you have questions, we want to answer those questions and get you the right information, the right product, the right service at the right time. But we're not here to force anything on you or to give you something that you don't need. We want you to be financially fit and have everything that you need based on where you're at in the journey. I've shared a lot about the strategy behind our employee approach and the physical design in Financial Center South, and how these elements unite to foster an environment of inclusivity and growth. In this environment, we consider ourselves successful when you are empowered to choose your own adventure during your visit. Your experience isn't dictated by banking tradition. It's up to you what level of interaction you'd like in the moment. Different visits will require much different needs, but we hope you'll always top them off with a cup of coffee or hot chocolate from our Starbucks machine and leave feeling like our experts had your back today. I think there's also tea over there too. So hot chocolate, tea, coffee. It's a place that allows you to be you and to have a safe space to learn what we can do for you. As I wind down this tour, one of the key things I'd like you to take away from this is a fresh look at your personal journey, from discovery to independent success in finances. When you were first starting out in life, how could Financial Center South have helped you? Was comfort with financial topics an obstacle for you, or was technology? These are the two main pain points we see surface again and again for people, and Financial Center South was created to offer solutions. And while this concept is new to Alaska, drivers of change in our state, this is an exciting path to the future. And I hope it's one that has made an impact on you today. I can remember my first time going into a bank with my parents, not really knowing exactly where to go or what to do. And the only reason that my parents knew where to go and what to do is because they had done it over and over and over and over. And we want a space like this to allow you to choose your own adventure, to start in a space without any knowledge and grow with us and grow your financial success with us together. So took all of these things and thought, how could we apply these not just in a branch like Financial Center South, but how could we apply them to other businesses or other lines of business for us here at Credit Union One? And first, what we did and what we want to make sure you're doing is that you're listening to what's important to your audience. So it wouldn't matter if we created a most beautiful branch and was in a place that people could be, but if no one wanted to use the technology, or no one wanted to be in the branch, or no one needed the services that we provided, then it would be a pretty big waste of money, pretty big waste of time. So we listened to our members and took time to think about what's the best way to create an environment, what's the best way to deliver these products and services, and how can we be a great partner for our members and a great area of information for them to get together on their journey. So we listened to our audience, we tried to figure out exactly what they were going to need and put that into our branch. We also want to identify pain points and address those first. So we heard of pain of not knowing where to go inside of a branch. We tried to solve that. We heard pain of not being able to have interactions side by side with people, and sometimes that teller line back and forth over a counter is more difficult than if I could stand right next to you, in COVID times with a mask on, but stand right next to you and walk through the mobile app with you. We heard that sometimes institutions, buildings, they feel intimidating. So we tried to pull those pain points out of our design and work through what would the best way to build it for pulling those pain points out. What would that be? I guess this one's not so small. A whole new branch is a pretty big difference in our delivery model. So it's not a small one, but what we did along the way was we took small, individual, discrete tasks and tried to think of what was the best way to complete them for our members. So for example, the ability to sign inside of a branch through digital means. What would that look like? What's the best way to do it? Is there technology that exists? Is there technology that we can adapt? So we took those small pieces of the overall process and pulled them out into a larger branch concept and put them all together. So the overall process, it's pretty big. It took a long time to build a branch, took a long time to get people trained and get people ready to deliver our services this way. But we did start with those small tasks to find the best way to do it. And some we started out with, we thought they'd work one way. I can remember that we cut out some cardboard tables and drew lines on the floor to figure out how big these private advisory rooms would be to make sure that we were putting the right technology in the right places. And sometimes we had to make some changes, but ultimately our goal was to make sure that we were pulling those pain points out and that we weren't introducing any more friction than we needed to into the experience. We also want to encourage assisted learning and collaboration. And what that means to us is that we're able to work with our members. So we're not just giving them a video to watch on how to do something, but we can do that with them. We can collaborate with them to stand side by side, to walk them through the process of opening an account or of using the mobile online application and actually being with them. So it's a different feel from telling someone how to do something versus showing someone how to do something and being with them. We also want to make sure that our spaces are comfortable and they're secure. We know that that, like I said before, financial matters can be difficult. They can induce anxiety and they can be just be hard to understand sometimes. So having a calm, comfortable place that's secure, that gives you the ability to be yourself in is important to us and is important to our members. And last, make it fun. So that's why there's a coffee machine in there. That's why there's a soft seating. We want the place to be a place of fun. We want the place, our branch, to be a place that you're interested in coming to. It's beautiful on the outside, it's beautiful on the inside, and we get to have fun along the way. Also, one of our core values is to celebrate the fun. So we celebrate things at the credit union that are fun. We have it's our 70th anniversary. Got a lot of great things planned for the year, and we're just excited to be able to show you our branch today and show you what we've been up to here at Credit Union One. So that was everything that I had today. I just wanted to, again, thank you all. Thank AEDC for the work that you do here in Anchorage as an organization here in Anchorage, as a business here. We appreciate the work, and as a person that enjoys the town and downtown and walking around and all the businesses that are here, we appreciate the work that you do as well. So thanks so much for hanging out with me for a couple minutes this morning and going through our branch. Hopefully you feel a little more comfortable, a little more calm, and we'd love to see you at our branch sometime soon.
Mark, thank you for such a great presentation and walking through with us all the great new developments at Credit Union One. So we're going to go to questions and answers. And at this point in time, I've got a few preset questions that we develop always. We like to do this just to get things rolling. And for those of you in the audience, if you've got a question, please put it into the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, or you can use the chat if you feel more comfortable doing that. But let's get things rolling here. First, Mark, I've got the first question, which is, how do you hope to change members' experience and relationship with managing their finances with this new financial center?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bill. And so what we were trying to do was to make the journey personal. So we know that that money is personal, and if you don't have a good handle on where things are and how to do things and a place to go to ask for help, then it can be difficult to know where to go. So we wanted to create this space to allow our members to have a personal relationship with us and a personal relationship with their money. So a comfortable place, talked about comfortable, calm, a place that they feel like they can come, that they aren't going to be judged for anything that's happened in their past, that we care about them as a person, as an Alaskan, and as an individual. So we took time to create those private advisory rooms. I think those are really interesting to me because I can remember, in my younger days, maybe not doing some of the best ideas in finances, and maybe I bounced a check once or twice and things didn't go like I was hoping. But what this private advisory room allows you to do is to have a conversation, to have a talk with someone that has been there, that has done it, that can give you tips and tricks to move past issues that you might be having onto things that can give you, some financial education, financial literacy, ways that you can make your life better through products and services that we have, or just a better discipline on how we handle our own money. But those advisory spaces and the space inside just allows those conversations to happen privately, discreetly, and again, comfortably. We want people to be able to be here with us and to enjoy coming in. So that was our first focus. But the second piece was allowing us to infuse technology into the branch and infuse technology into the lives of our members. So we know that pandemic has changed just about everything. And so we, just like everybody else, sometimes have trouble staffing branches, trouble staffing our departments. And so what we've tried to do is create an experience that is going to be the same no matter where you are and no matter where we might be in the pandemic. And so this technology allows people to be in a centralized location, or maybe even working from home here in Alaska, or we have employees that work all throughout the United States. And they're allowed and able to work with our members through video. So we're able to make a comfortable, calm space for those that need it. We're also able to infuse that technology into their experience as well to make it hopefully just a better experience all around.
Great, thank you for that answer. Our next question is, how has your experience in consulting and your work with SilverCloud informed your leadership strategy at Credit Union One?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, what was exciting for me at SilverCloud was I was able to kind of see credit unions and community banks in a different light. So instead of being a consumer, I was working with the people that worked on the business. So I could see technology shortfalls. I could see, sometimes where organizations kind of forgot where they were headed and why they existed. And really for us, we exist to help our members. We're putting people first, we put our communities first, and we're here for them. So what I saw a lot though around the technology side, and why I was, I'm a tech guy at heart, and that's what I joined for and what I love to do. But credit unions are a perfect amalgamation of a technology infused process with a people-centric model. So we're able to supply technology, and the IT team here at Credit Union One, our job is to support our business and support our members. So we're here to deliver that technology. And I saw throughout credit unions across the country that was sometimes a difficult thing for them to do. So I was really excited to join, to be able to help infuse that technology while making sure that we were caring about people. When I first started in IT, the old school IT was no. Can I do this? No. Can I do this? No. And so every answer was always no. And that was never fun for me because I wanted to be able to deliver what people were looking for, whether it's a new software or a new laptop or a new way to do work. And so what we were able to do through SilverCloud and what we're able to do here at Credit Union One is really kind of change that around. So instead of just saying no, we try to find what the real problem is. We want to find out what the issue is, what we're going to be solving, and how we can do it in the best way possible. So I saw a lot of ways not to do it. I saw a lot of ways that worked really well, and I've been really excited to be able to do a lot of that here at Credit Union One.
Great. One last question for me, and then we'll go to the audience. And once again, audience members, if you've got a question, just put it into the Q&A. Credit Union One is celebrating 70 years in 2022. Man, that's an achievement. We're 35 years old this year, and we thought we were doing big things, but you guys have got it going on. What are some of your organizational visions and goals moving forward?
Yeah, we've talked a lot about this 70th anniversary actually for a couple of years now, and it is a big accomplishment. It's an exciting time for us because we've got this new branch that we put together. We've got this really cool mobile truck that we're rolling around to allow us to bring financial services to maybe places that don't have a Credit Union One right now. But what we think about in the 70 years really is that we're thankful to be able to be continuing to serve Alaskans. We're doing that in a bunch of different ways. We have a branch in Ketchikan that we're getting ready to do some work to be able to serve that market just a little bit better. It's a really cool place. I always love going there because you get to fly a bunch of places and then hop on a ferry and go across the little channel there. And then we've got a beautiful branch there. We've got some work to do to make that model very similar to what I just showed you today. We've also got some inclusive education opportunities that are coming up with some attention specifically to finances, whether you're starting out or you're in the middle of your journey. So we want to make sure that people have access to education on financial matters and access to the information that we do to make their lives better. So we believe that in the last 70 years, we've been here in Alaska. We've just had a great time, and we're thankful to be continuing. And we're hoping to grow to continue to serve our members and just to deliver that experience that we're showing here today at our South branch. So we're very thankful. And Bill, I don't think 35 years is anything to be snubbed. It's 35 years is a long time, and we're just thankful that to be partners of you and here in Anchorage and here in Alaska.
Well, thank you, Mark. You're very kind. And again, congratulations on 70 years, and hope, looking forward to another 70 for Credit Union One as a great member of the business community of Anchorage and Alaska. I think I'm going to turn it over to Kate right quick. Kate, do we have any questions from the audience?
We do, and thank you, Mark, for your presentation. Here is a question from an audience member. First, she says, hi, Mark. Since the new South branch opening, do you see less traffic at the headquarters on Abbott? Also, have the members increased since the South branch opening? If so, can you quantify?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have seen and what we planned for was a migration of transactions. So we had a branch that was there on this, virtually the same footprint as where the new branch is. And we knew that that was a good place for us to test because there's our Abbott headquarters branch is not too far away. On a good day, if you're on the top of the roof of this building, you can see that building. So it's not far away. So we knew that by closing that branch and planning for that rebuild, that we'd have a lot of members come over here to our Anchorage branch, our Abbott branch. And we did, and that was great. We staffed it up, got ready, but sometimes the lines were still kind of long. And we have seen a migration of those members mostly go back to South. And so we're back to about where we were before the branch was done. I think South is still a little bit lighter and Abbott's a little bit heavier than when we first made the change, but we definitely have seen people move over. As far as the number of members increased, I know that has happened. We have had members join as a result of South and because of where it is and that it's open and what it looks like inside. I don't know the numbers, but I'd be happy to find them and get back to you.
All right.
Is that all our questions?
We have one more question.
Okay.
For a young person just entering the workforce, how can a credit union help us to plan for our future?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a young person, man, you're just starting out. And so what credit unions do is our main goal, we're a not-for-profit institution. So our main goal is to make sure that our members get the best rates that they possibly can. So on our savings accounts, they're as high as they can be. On certificates, they're as high as they can be. And then on loans, they are as low as they can be. And we monitor those all the time to make sure that we're giving the best rates that we can. And so that's an area that a credit union can help over maybe another type of institution where we're looking out for you. We're trying to give you the best rate that's possible. But we have some other things that exist to help you in your journey as well. Some of them are included inside of our mobile application and our online application to set goals on savings and goals on where you want to be as you grow older, as you grow in your career. But we also have financial counselors that are able to help through things if you have questions. We also are able to deliver education experiences. We have a number of those things right on our website that allow you to just understand more about, what is a rate? What's an APR? Why is this better? Why is that better? And everyone is a little bit different. It depends on what your end goal is, what your job is today, where you see yourself in 5, 10, 15 years. And all of that is possible through a credit union. Again, we're here for you. So our goal is to make sure that you're in the best place that you possibly can be. So some people like to have those conversations and we'd love to have them. Other people like to do it through technology, and we've got that too.
All right, thank you. Well, that is, those are the questions from the audience.
Okay, very good. Well, you know what, Mark? We've hit the end of our run here today. It's going to get you a few minutes of bonus time. We want to thank you so much for your very generous giving of your time and your perspectives. Deeply appreciated. And I know the Credit Union One, great asset to our community, and just got even better with these new phenomenal investments that the credit union has made in new services and new venues and new ways of doing things to connect with your members. It's just really something to be applauded, and we can't thank you enough for sharing that story with us today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here, folks. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. We're going to be taking the month of March off in the spirit of spring break, and then we'll be coming back in April with a great new AEDC voice. Watch for the announcement on that coming soon. Again, thank you to Mark Burgess and our good friends at Credit Union One for everything that they did for us today and sharing their story. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all in April.
Thanks very much.